I'm a joint surgeon, and for more than 25 years, I've helped thousands of adults over 65 recover from painful knees, weak hips, and limited mobility. And I can tell you something that surprises almost every patient I meet. The most powerful exercise for protecting your joints after 65 isn't walking. In fact, one simple movement you can do while lying safely in bed may improve leg strength, boost circulation, and reduce stiffness with far less stress on your knees, hips, and lower back. For decades, we've been told that walking is the gold standard for healthy aging. And for many people, it certainly has benefits. But here's what most seniors never hear. If your joints are already worn down, if you have arthritis, balance problems, or chronic knee pain, forcing yourself to walk longer every day can sometimes leave you even more sore, inflamed, and discouraged. I've seen patients who faithfully walked every morning, believing they were protecting their bodies, only to end up with worsening joint pain that kept them from staying active altogether. The good news? Orthopedic specialists and rehabilitation experts have discovered that certain low-impact bed exercises can activate the same major muscle groups while placing dramatically less pressure on aging joints. One movement in particular has become a favorite among rehabilitation professionals because it helps wake up weak leg muscles, improve blood flow, and prepare seniors to move more confidently throughout the day. In today's video, I'll show you the 5 bed exercises I recommend most often to older adults who want stronger legs, better balance, and healthier joints without putting unnecessary stress on their bodies. And make sure you stay until number 1. It's the same exercise many physical therapists teach patients immediately after joint surgery, because it safely rebuilds strength before they're even allowed to take long walks. Every recommendation in this video is supported by published medical research and rehabilitation guidelines. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you, and what's the biggest challenge you face when walking? Knee pain, hip pain, balance, or simply low energy? I'd love to hear from you. Now let's get started. Number 5, the straight leg raise. We start with one of the most studied, most trusted movements in the entire field of physical therapy, the straight leg raise. If you ask 100 rehabilitation specialists for the single best bed exercise to wake up weak thighs, a huge number of them will name this one first. Here's why it matters so much. The muscles on the front of your thighs, your quadriceps, are the engine for standing up, climbing stairs, and catching your balance when you stumble. And these muscles fade faster than almost any others as we age. When your quads weaken, your knees feel like they might buckle. Getting out of a chair turns into a struggle, and walking downstairs starts to feel genuinely frightening. The straight leg raise targets these muscles directly, with zero impact on the knee joint itself, which is exactly why it's so valuable for people with arthritis or sensitive knees. Let me show you how to do it correctly, because the details matter. Lie flat on your back with both legs extended. Bend one knee, and place that foot flat on the mattress. That bent leg is your anchor, and it protects your lower back from any strain. The other leg stays straight. Before you lift, tighten the muscle on top of that straight thigh by drawing your kneecap gently up toward your hip. This pre-tightening is the secret most people skip, and skipping it is how you end up straining your hip instead of building your thigh. Once the muscle is engaged, slowly raise the straight leg about 12 inches off the bed. Keep the knee firm but not locked hard. Hold at the top for about 5 seconds, then lower over 3 to 4 seconds. Slow and controlled. That's where the strength is built. Aim for 8 to 10 lifts on each leg, 2 sets per side, once a day to start. The most common mistake? Letting the knee bend, or jerking the leg up with momentum. The moment you do that, the quadriceps stop doing the work, and the whole exercise loses its value. Keep that leg straight as a board, and let it rise slowly. Many older adults who stick with this for a few weeks tell me their thighs finally feel awake again, like the leg actually wants to lift instead of dragging behind them. That's the foundation. Now let's keep the blood moving, literally, with number 4. Number 4. Ankle pumps. I know what you're thinking. Ankle pumps sound far too easy to do anything at all. But please don't skip this one, because it's the quiet engine that makes every other exercise on this list work better. Here's the science, in plain terms. When you've been sitting or lying down for hours, blood begins to pool in your lower legs. Your calf muscles are one of the most important pumps in your entire body, They push blood back up toward your heart. When those calf pumps go quiet, your legs start to feel heavy, tingly, and weak, and your muscles get starved of the fresh blood flow they need to grow stronger. Ankle pumps switch that pump back on. They're also one of the simplest, safest ways to support healthy circulation in the legs, which is why hospitals teach them to patients recovering from surgery or bed rest. To do them, lie flat on your back with your legs straight out in front of you. A small pillow under the knees is fine if it's more comfortable. Slowly point your toes away from you, as if you're reaching for the foot of the bed, and hold for 2 seconds. Then slowly pull your toes back toward your face, flexing your ankles as far as they'll comfortably go, and hold that for 2 seconds. That's 1 repetition. The key word is slow. Done quickly, this turns into a meaningless flick that does nothing. Done slowly, your calf muscles actually have to work. Aim for 15 to 20 repetitions and try to fit in a set in the morning, the afternoon, and right before bed. For a little extra, squeeze your calves consciously as you point your toes. Imagine pressing the ball of your foot down into something firm. That deliberate squeeze is what separates a lazy ankle pump from one that genuinely improves circulation and strength. The 2 biggest mistakes are rushing the movement and only pointing without flexing back. You need the full range in both directions. Many people notice their legs feel lighter and warmer within just a few days. And once your circulation improves, everything else you do becomes more effective because your muscles finally have the blood supply they need. Before we go on, if this is helping you so far, do me a small favor and tap the like button and subscribe with the bell on so the next video reaches you when it goes live. It genuinely helps more seniors find this channel. Now let's keep moving up. Number 3. The heel slide, a gentle, flowing movement that rebuilds the muscles around your hips and knees while keeping you completely safe in bed. What makes it so valuable is how closely it mirrors real life. The heel slide combines hip bending and knee bending in one smooth motion, the exact same pattern your body uses every time you stand up from a chair, climb a stair, or step out of a car. You're not just exercising, you're practicing the movements you rely on all day. Here's how to do it. Lie flat on your back with both legs extended and your arms resting at your sides. Socks or smooth pajama bottoms help your heel glide. Some people place a small towel under the heel if their sheets are textured. Starting with your stronger leg, slowly slide your heel along the surface of the bed toward your buttocks, bending the knee as you go. Keep that heel in contact with the mattress the entire time. Don't let it lift. Bring it as close to your buttocks as is comfortable. Pause for about 3 seconds, then slowly slide it back down. That's 1 repetition. Do 10 to 12 on one leg, then switch, aiming for 2 sets per leg, once or twice a day. This one is wonderful for people with arthritis because the gentle bending motion helps keep the knee joint moving without putting any weight through it. It's also a favorite for anyone recovering from a fall or a stretch of bed rest when the legs have gone stiff and quiet. The mistakes to avoid are letting the heel lift off the bed and rushing the slide. If you move quickly, momentum does the work instead of your muscles, so slow it down to about 4 seconds in each direction. For a real boost, gently squeeze your thigh as you slide your heel up, as if pulling your kneecap toward your hip. That small addition pulls your quadriceps into the movement alongside the hip muscles, so you strengthen 2 areas at once. People often tell me that after a couple of weeks of consistent heel slides, their legs feel more willing, more ready to lift them rather than dragging behind. Now we arrive at the one I told you about, the one that surprises almost everyone. Number 2, the quad set. This is the most shocking movement on the entire list, and I'll tell you why. You don't move a single joint while doing it. There's no lifting, no bending, no sliding, and yet rehabilitation specialists reach for this exercise constantly because it works when a person is too weak, too sore, or too limited to do anything else. The quad set is what we call an isometric contraction. You tighten the muscle hard while it stays completely still. And here's the counterintuitive truth that catches people off guard. When your legs are very weak, gentle movement doesn't fully wake up the deep muscle fibers responsible for real strength. A strong, focused contraction does. That's why this tiny, invisible movement can do so much. It's also why it's one of the safest exercises in existence. With zero joint motion, there's essentially no impact, which makes it ideal for arthritis, for sensitive knees, and for people recovering from surgery. Here's how to do it. Lie flat on your back with both legs extended. A small rolled towel under the knees is optional. Focus on one leg at a time. Press the back of that knee firmly down into the mattress, as if you're trying to flatten something underneath it. As you press, you'll feel the big muscle on top of your thigh tighten and harden. That tightening is the quad set. Hold it as hard as you comfortably can for about 10 seconds, and breathe the whole time, never hold your breath. Then relax completely for 5 seconds and repeat. Do 10 contractions on one leg, then switch, aiming for 2 sets per leg, twice a day. The whole thing takes under 10 minutes. The mistakes here are subtle but important. First, not pressing hard enough. A weak press gives weak results, so contract like you mean it. Second, letting go too soon. The deepest muscle activation builds between seconds 5 and 10, so hold the full 10 even when it burns. And third, doing both legs at once. Split them so each side gets your full focus. For an extra boost, point your toes back toward your face while you press, which brings your shin and calf into the contraction too. This is genuine gold for people with very weak legs, anyone recovering from surgery, and folks whose knees feel unstable. Even people who can't manage any other movement on this list can usually do quad sets. Many tell me that after just a few weeks, they can stand from a chair without pushing off with their hands and walk to the bathroom at night without holding the wall. And that brings us to number 1. Number 1, the glute bridge. Here's the movement that pulls everything together, the one that fires up the most powerful and the most neglected muscle group in older adults, your glutes, the muscles of your buttocks and hips. Most people never connect their glutes to leg strength, but physical therapists have known the truth for a very long time. Your glutes are the engine of your entire lower body. When they're weak, your knees, your hips, and your lower back are forced to take over the work they were never designed to do, and they wear out fast. That's a huge part of why so many older adults have aching backs, unstable hips, and a deep struggle getting up from a low chair or off the toilet. But when your glutes are strong, walking feels lighter, standing up feels simpler, and your balance improves in a way you can actually feel. Strong glutes are, quite literally, your body's natural fall prevention system. Here's how to do the bridge safely. Lie on your back with both knees bent and your feet flat on the mattress, about hip width apart, heels roughly 6 inches from your buttocks. Rest your arms at your sides, palms down. Now press your feet firmly into the bed, especially through your heels. Squeeze your buttocks as hard as you can, and slowly lift your hips. You're aiming for a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Don't go past that line. Lifting higher only stresses your lower back. Hold at the top for about 5 seconds, keeping your glutes squeezed the entire time, then lower slowly over 3 to 4 seconds. Aim for 10 to 12 repetitions, 2 sets, once a day. The single most important point, lead with your glutes, not your back. If you feel the effort in your lower back, you're lifting wrong. Squeeze the buttocks first, before you rise, and the back discomfort disappears. Keep your knees pointing straight ahead, not collapsing inward or flaring out, and breathe. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. For the strongest result, press your heels down a touch harder than your toes to bring your hamstrings into it, and give one extra firm squeeze at the very top before you come down. That final squeeze is exactly the kind of strength that carries over into real walking and standing. People who commit to glute bridges often tell me the same thing. Getting up off the toilet, which had become a daily ordeal, suddenly feels easy again, and not in months, but in a few short weeks. So there you have it, 5 simple bed exercises that for older adults with already weak legs can do something that walking alone often can't. Directly rebuild the specific muscles you depend on to stand, balance, and stay independent. The straight leg raise wakes up your thighs. Ankle pumps restore your circulation. Heel slides retrain the everyday motion of standing. The quad set rebuilds strength when nothing else feels possible. And the glute bridge fires up the engine of your whole lower body. Together, they cover circulation, strength, mobility, and stability. The 4 things that decline most as we age, and the 4 things that decide whether you stay independent. And here's the most encouraging part. You don't have to do all 5 at once. If you can only manage 1 tonight, start with the quad set. It's the gentlest entry point and one of the most powerful. Add the others as your strength grows. At this stage of life, consistency beats intensity, every single time. 5 honest minutes a night, done regularly, will do far more for you than an exhausting hour you can't keep up. The old story, that decline is inevitable, that getting weaker is just part of aging, that walking is the only answer, simply isn't the whole truth. Your legs are more capable of rebuilding than you've been led to believe. Even now, even after a long stretch of feeling weak. Every night you spend on these movements is a night you're actively building a stronger, steadier body. So start tonight, before you fall asleep. Pick one, do it slowly, and let your legs surprise you. Now I'd love to hear from you. Do you, or someone you love, struggle with weak legs or trouble standing up from a chair? Which of these 5 will you try first tonight? Tell me in the comments. I read every one, and if this helped you, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe for more senior health tips that actually work. Your legs are stronger than you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.